Hey there, do you know how much a single customer is worth to your business? Well, that's what we're talking about on today's tip. Hi there, I'm Sherry Lombardi, and I am here with Susanna Ferguson. Hi, Susanna.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
All right, let's get started. So this week we are talking about customer lifetime value. So what is customer lifetime value? That's basically kind of like what it sounds, right? Which is how much is a customer worth to your business over the lifetime where they do business with you. And there are a lot of things to think about, right? So it's not just that first purchase, but how long did they stay? How many years? If it's a family, are there more kids? There's a lot of things to think about, and it's different for every business. So it's important for you to think about this in the context, obviously, of your business. But to give you an example, it can be as simple as how much does a customer spend with you that first time they purchase, and then how frequently does your average customer purchase with you over the course of a year? And then think about, on average, how many years is a customer with your business? Again, on average, your customers are going to run the gamut, right? From a very short period of time to a very, very long period of time. But when you add all of those up, you have your customer lifetime value. And there's so many great things that will come to your business from understanding this, right, Susanna?
Yes, it's so true. It's such an important metric for local businesses to understand. And, we just did a survey of local businesses that market to parents called the State of Local Online Marketing 2020. And we asked how many of these businesses knew what the lifetime value of
Right.
their customers were. And interestingly, only 32% of these local businesses knew the value of a customer to their business. So that's pretty low when we're talking about such an important metric, because we often hear from local businesses that they really only look at the immediate revenue that's coming in from a new customer rather than really understanding the long-term value of that customer over their lifetime. So it's really short-sighted to only look at the first sale or the first registration or whatever that may be. And understanding your lifetime value of a customer can really change how you measure the success of your marketing and how you use marketing to grow your business.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, so in this week's newsletter, for those of you that are subscribers to our email newsletter, we talk about 5 key benefits from understanding the customer lifetime value. So let's walk through those. The first one, the first benefit is being able to measure the success of your individual marketing campaigns. So let's say you're doing a promotion and you're a dentist and you're trying to get a bunch of consultations in, or you're a school and you're trying to fill seats in the upcoming September class, or you're a camp, right? That individual campaign that you're doing, you want to be able to measure the success of the campaign always, right? So if you understand your customer lifetime value, that gives you a different gauge, a different way of looking at things. So let's say the revenue that comes in initially doesn't quite cover the spend or all the effort that went into the campaign. It may, in fact, absolutely make sense and be really successful when you keep in mind the lifetime value of the customer. So, and again, it's different for every business, but once you understand this number, it unlocks a whole nother level of opportunity in the business. I'll take number two also. So number two, because they're very related,
They're very
is
related.
it gives you budgeting superpowers, right? If you understand your customer lifetime value, the next time you need to run a campaign, you can really plan it out and think through how much can I afford to spend? Because how much you spend and how much you put into that campaign is really what's going to determine what comes out on the other side, right? So typically, if you're doing things, your promotion's great and you're doing a smart promotion, the more you spend, the more you invest in it, the better the outcome will be. So if you understand this customer lifetime number, it will give you the ability to do better budgeting. Susanna, you want to take number three?
Absolutely. So lifetime value also really helps you understand the overall health of your business, because if you keep track of your lifetime value over time, if you see that number starting to dip, you know there's something going wrong in your business. Maybe your customer service has
Yeah.
slipped and people are leaving sooner, or maybe people aren't buying, they're not buying from you as much as they used to. So you might need to mix up your offerings in some way or bring in some new products or whatever it might be. But if you keep track of that lifetime value and you see that it's increasing year over year, then you know that the business is doing well, probably in the majority of areas of the business, because your customers are sticking with you, they're buying more, and that's a really good way to see how your business is doing overall.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So number 4, I'll jump in with that one, is once you understand your lifetime value, it really helps you have a greater focus and understanding on retention of your customers, because it is a lot less expensive to sell something to an existing customer than it is to bring in a new customer. And once you understand how valuable those customers are to your business, it'll really probably shift your focus and the time and effort that you're putting into retention and retention programs in your business, because it really is such a valuable way to boost the revenue with your existing customers.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that segues nicely into number 5, which almost encapsulates a lot of what we have already talked about, which is understanding your customer lifetime value will just allow you to grow revenue and increase your business on all fronts, right? And it's one of those things where it doesn't have to be perfect, right? Just do the exercise, figure out, try once calculating customer lifetime value, then try again next month or next time you're doing planning for your business. The more you pay attention to it, the more focus, like Susanna said, you put on getting customers that are higher value, the more attention you pay to what are the traits of my high value customers. And you just start thinking the right way about your customers, about who your ideal customer is, about your business in general. And it's just sort of steering the ship in the right direction in a lot of ways. So, Susanna, anything else to add to that?
No, I think that about wraps it up. It's just one of those things that you need to, if you're not tracking it now, you should start. And like Sherry said, you don't have to be perfect. It's going to be averages, it's going to be estimates, but understanding those trends over time and having a ballpark idea of how much each customer is worth is really going to unlock so much visibility into your marketing and the health of your business overall.
Yeah. And I want to say that and underscore that one more time, because I do find that this is one of those topics when we talk about, everybody's like, I don't want to talk about this. Data but it really, when we work with businesses and they start working on their customer lifetime value, and you understand, like we've said, it does not have to be perfect. It's just the act of trying to figure it out. So many businesses, when they sit down and they do the math, on a Google sheet, on an Excel spreadsheet, on a piece of paper, just to figure it out, they're like, oh, it's really very eye-opening. And that's just got to be your first move. If you're not tracking this already, you'll get better at it. Trust us. Just start paying attention to it, and it will set you up for a really, really great year just by doing that.
Absolutely. Yep.
All right. Well, let's see. So, and if you want to learn more about customer lifetime value, you can check out our blog and read the weekly newsletter, which is now posted on the blog. And if you want to learn more about what other local businesses are going to be doing in 2020 to grow their business and how they're doing, you can get that in that report that Susanna was talking about, called the State of Local Online Marketing for 2020. Just go to hulafrog.biz/2020. The report is free. There's lots of really great information. You can learn what other businesses are doing, what they're spending money on, what they're not spending money on, what they think is most important for their marketing in the future. Lots of really, really interesting stuff there, right?
Yeah, it's a great report. So encourage everybody to download it.
Yep, and it's free, like we said. And other than that, I think we're good. So thank you so much for joining us for our weekly tip. Come on back next week, same time, same place, 9 a.m. Pacific time and 12 p.m. on Friday, Eastern time. So we will see you then. And until, have a great week.